You're at an airport, ready to board your flight. Like every traveler, you exchange some money before leaving. The teller slides over a stack of fresh $100 bills. They look and feel flawless, the right paper texture, subtle color shifts in the ink, the watermark lined up perfectly. Even the scent is exactly what you'd expect. But later, at your hotel, the clerk inspects one note more closely. He lifts it to the light, flips it, squints, and suddenly, his expression changes. Something's wrong. These aren't ordinary fakes. They're Supernotes, counterfeit bills so precise they deceived banks, ATMs, and even US government experts for decades. What if one of history's most perfect forgeries had been quietly flooding the world, and almost no one knew? December 1989, Central Bank of the Philippines, Manila. A bundle of $100 bills lands on a teller's desk in what should be a routine exchange. The man offering them is well-dressed, calm, claiming to represent a foreign investor. Everything seems normal. The bills pass every quick test the bank applies. Yet the teller hesitates. Maybe it's the serial numbers, too uniform, too clean. Instead of finalizing the transaction, he hands them to his supervisor and begins asking questions. "Sir, where did you get these notes?" The man's calm vanishes. Without answering, he abruptly turns, then bolts, disappearing before security can catch him. That's when alarm bells ring. The suspicious bills are sealed, shipped across the Pacific, and land at U.S. Secret Service headquarters in Washington, D.C. There, they become case file C-14342. Investigators throw every forensic tool at the bills. Ultraviolet light, authentic notes glow faintly from embedded fibers and inks. Microscopic analysis, real U.S. bills use intaglio printing, pressing ink deep into the paper to create a raised texture you can feel. Spectroscopy, shining different wavelengths of light reveals subtle chemical differences in the ink. Serial numbers, analyzed under magnification for spacing errors or unnatural patterns. Each test is a trap designed to expose counterfeits. But what they find is staggering. The fakes match the exact paper formula of genuine U.S. currency, 75% cotton, 25% linen. A blend made exclusively for the U.S. Treasury by Crane Paper Company. Even more shocking, the notes had been produced on the same type of multi-million-dollar intaglio presses used by the U.S. government itself. Examine a real 1989 $100 bill beside one of these counterfeits, and you'd need a microscope to spot the giveaways. A minuscule gap next to Franklin's portrait, and a lamppost line just slightly too thick. Those tiny flaws exposed the forgery. The world now had a name for them, the original, Supernotes. But the burning questions remained. Who made them, and how? The trail of clues didn't come from spies or satellites, but from money's movements. Supernotes surfaced in Hong Kong casinos, shuffled across Russian black markets, and slipped through diplomatic pouches immune from inspection in European airports. What connected them wasn't where they turned up, but their uncanny precision. Every single one shared the same microscopic defects, the same painstakingly replicated features. Then came the arrests. In 1994, 5 North Korean diplomats were caught carrying $430,000 in counterfeit hundreds. In 1996, a North Korean woman was intercepted in Cambodia with stacks more. Always the same flawless notes. U.S. intelligence began piecing the puzzle together, and one name emerged: Room 39. Deep inside Pyongyang, on the third floor of a Workers' Party building, Room 39 operated as a secret financial command center for the regime. Its sole mission: generate hard currency for North Korea's elite, by any means necessary. With its national currency worthless abroad, the regime needed dollars to buy missile parts, nuclear material, and industrial supplies. and Supernotes became their weapon of choice. Hidden behind fences, walls, and guard towers stood Printing Plant 62, the fortress-like facility where the operation came to life. To outsiders, it looked like a military installation. Inside, it housed the presses, inks, and paper supplies that turned out counterfeits indistinguishable from genuine currency. Suppliers, deceived through shell companies in Hong Kong, unknowingly provided the same cotton-linen blend used for authentic U.S. bills. Microprinting just 140,000ths of an inch tall matched genuine notes so perfectly even experts couldn't tell them apart. The brilliance and arrogance of the scheme lay in North Korea's decision to embed microscopic flaws in their own counterfeits. These acted like a hidden signature, enabling them to identify when others tried making knockoffs of their already fake bills. And as the U.S. Treasury introduced new designs, new watermarks, new threads, new inks, North Korea adapted almost immediately. By the mid-1990s, America's own currency had been weaponized against it. Finally, Washington struck back. In 1996, the U.S. released a redesigned $100 bill, Franklin's portrait enlarged, security features enhanced. It was a warning shot. We see you. We're adapting. But within 2 years, counterfeit, big head Franklins appeared in London, complete with the same cutting-edge inks manufactured under tight restrictions in Switzerland. Somehow, Pyongyang had obtained them. The FBI launched operations that sounded like Hollywood thrillers. Royal Charm, an undercover sting on a luxury yacht, disguised as a lavish wedding party, ended with champagne swapped for handcuffs. Smoking Dragon, an 18-month infiltration of Chinese and Taiwanese smuggling rings, exposing how supernotes were sewn into fabrics, stuffed inside toys, and shipped worldwide. One especially brazen case unfolded in Las Vegas. Taiwanese businessman Chen Chong-lu, known as Wilson, used supernotes to game casinos. He'd feed fake $100 bills into slot machines, play briefly, then cash out his ticket for nearly the full amount in real money. Over a single weekend, he could turn $10,000 in counterfeits into $9,000 in genuine currency. Surveillance footage and undercover operations finally brought his scheme down. Across coordinated raids, the FBI seized $4.5 million in counterfeits, dismantled networks, and issued 87 indictments. But the Treasury had an even sharper weapon: financial warfare. In 2005, it designated Banco Delta Asia in Macau as a money laundering hub for North Korea. Within hours, $25 million in regime accounts was frozen. Asian banks, terrified of U.S. sanctions, cut ties with Pyongyang overnight. Diplomats went unpaid, trade collapsed, and the regime's foreign operations nearly ground to a halt. Yet, the moment Washington tightened the screws, Pyongyang played its strongest card: nuclear talks. In exchange for freezing parts of its weapons program, it demanded sanctions relief. Ironically, the regime's counterfeit weapon had left it vulnerable, reliant on the very financial system it had tried to subvert. From a microscopic flaw on Franklin's face to a secret print plant in North Korea, this was more than counterfeiting. It was financial sabotage, a hidden war fought with paper and ink. The U.S. responded with redesigned bills, stings, and economic chokeholds. And even today, every new feature in your cash is a scar from that secret battle. Bye for now.